joining me, I have Carrie Hamilton from Exo Wellness in North Wilkesboro. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now talk with us a little bit about Exo Wellness. What is this?
Yes, I decided to open a shop in North Wilkesboro and offer holistic therapies.
Okay.
I've been studying homeopathy and flower essences and different forms of therapy that take a holistic approach to the body and to our wellness. And so it offers a consultation space, very cozy, very private, where people can come in and talk to me about what's going on, and also offer some different treatment options. For example, have a table that you can lay on that has a full heat mat on it that does far infrared heat. That's a relaxation therapy, and put some headphones on, and some people pass out and are snoring in 3 seconds, and others talk about feeling different parts of their body relax, and it penetrates deep into the organs, so it's very different than laying on a heating pad at home.
Right. Well, this sounds wonderful. I feel relaxed just talking about it. Now, talk with us a little bit about the holistic approach and how that is different than, say, just trying to treat one area at a time.
Absolutely. So the holistic perspective is looking at your body as one whole piece. Very often in other types of medicine, if you come in with a stomach ache, you might get a test to check what's going on in your stomach and find out if you're having liver issues, and then you'll treat the liver specifically and support the liver. And the type of practice I have, I look at it more as the whole person, and I want to know you as the individual. So I'll definitely want to hear about what's going on with your stomach, or if you have stomach aches and headaches, but I also want to find out how you sleep and if you have a stressful life and what makes you as the individual compared to the other people that I see. So it's really about experiencing you and knowing what is creating that ache or that sleeplessness or disturbance.
Very neat. Now, how did you get involved in this?
My own journey. Definitely, as often people come to it, I was having chronic strep throat when I was working in Connecticut in the restaurant industry, and then later in New York, and tried different things and had several courses of antibiotics and was having side effects from that, and started finding out about Eastern medicine like acupuncture and massage and Tai Chi and yoga, and just started exploring the whole thing. And also when I was younger, I was always aware if I had a stomach ache and I was sitting there, I would focus on the stomach ache, and I can remember as like an 8-year-old sending it out my toe and being very aware that if you focus on something, you can move it in the body and be aware of it. So my own journey of health and challenges, I had a crazy broken ankle on a trip in Alaska that brought me to homeopathy. I had the ankle set and continued to have problems and pains, and with a homeopathic remedy, things that I didn't even know could be resolved were solved. And another occasion was in a car accident and met a woman that was a Reiki practitioner, and she kind of showed me the experience of there are lots of other things happening outside of the body besides just in our physical self. So my own journey brought me to share other people's with them.
Very neat. I like this concept a lot, kind of treat the whole person. Very cool. So talk with us a little bit about when someone comes in and they're having an issue, what kind of questions do you ask, and what's the process of kind of trying to treat them?
Yeah, depending on the kind of experience they want to have, offering homeopathy and flower essences. Some people come to me having no idea what those are, and other people come to me and say, I know about chakras, I'd like to have a chakra healing or work with the chakras. So depending on what they're wanting their experience to be, often we'll sit down and have a conversation like this, very relaxed, very casual, and I'll want to know things like, what types of dreams do you have? What food cravings do you have? Have you had a lot of illnesses in your childhood? And I'm not diagnosing, I'm not necessarily making an assessment about that, but it's whatever I can get to get the full picture of you.
Right.
So often it's whatever to get the person comfortable, to get them to open up and have a conversation, and then also the experience they're wanting to have. Do they want to lay down on a biomat and sleep for an hour and then talk further about how that feels restorative, or would they like to be on the table doing chakra work, or specifically Bach flower essences work with the emotions very well, and that would be a consultation where we discuss that, and then they would go home with a flower essence and see how they do over a month.
Very neat. Now talk with us about the flower essences. What are these and how do they work?
So Bach was a doctor in England, and he discovered that flowers can help our emotional states. And so he has a process that's followed by many different companies now that use flower essences to take the essence of the flower and get it into a tincture. So it's a bit different than if you were to say, let's see, a lot of people use different teas. And a tea, you actually have the tea leaf or the herb in the tea.
Right.
Well, this is diluted to a point that it's just the basic essence of it. You don't take it in capsule form, you take it in little drops that are preserved in alcohol or glycerin. And it matches the state that you're going through. So let's say you're going through a challenging time, if someone's lost a parent and they're grieving, that would have a different flower essence than someone who's in a very stressful job and they're not having, they're having sleepless nights.
Okay.
So they would sit down and discuss that with me, and usually you put about 5 flower essences in a combo for someone to take home, and then they would put that under their tongue and have those drops about twice a day for a month, and then come back and see me and see if they've shifted and how they're feeling. And often it's a different way of describing it. It's like, wow, I feel differently. I'm sleeping, I'm restful, my mind's not racing anymore.
Right. Very neat. Now, you've mentioned homeopathy several times. It's kind of a big word. For any of our viewers who may not totally understand, tell us a little bit about what that means.
Yes, homeopathy similarly is another system, another approach that also uses things found in nature, plants, minerals. And again, it's not like taking a capsule form of the herb, but another holistic approach of a consultation where I'm trying to match your state to a remedy that can help shift that state. And again, the big focus in it can get, like you said, a big word, complicated sometimes, but it's a very basic idea of matching how you're feeling to what a remedy can offer for you. And it's natural, does not conflict with people's medications, and it's a very gentle healing. It's not trying to suppress your symptoms, it's trying to just help you heal yourself.
Very neat. Now, do you have people come to you for, I would imagine, a wide array of issues?
Yes. Definitely. And I also see children.
Okay.
Children will come to me, and it varies. You know, again, it comes to stress, grieving process, difficulty focusing if they're coming through a difficult period in their life. For the biomat, people come to me if they're having a lot of back pain or sleep issues, or they just don't feel balanced. You know, again, sometimes it's such a different way for us to approach our bodies and how we feel. We're very used to taking an aspirin, make the headache go away. So that's kind of a suppressing of the symptoms, and it can work and it can be a wonderful form. But this is really about getting the body into its ideal state. And for some people, they just need to be somewhere where someone holds the space for them to let them relax for 30 minutes and tell me what's going on, and to help them move through that. And often with the biomat, people want to come in several times because they sleep well, they're having clear dreams, it induces a meditative state.
This sounds wonderful. I think we're going to have people beating down your door later today.
I hope so.
Sounds great. Well, talk with us a little bit about the name, Exo Wellness. Where does that come from?
Yes, so I thought about several different names over the time, and I had a piece of jewelry that has the circle with the X and the O in it. And I started researching, and that piece is actually known as a healing medallion that different healers have carried through different times. And also a symbol for an open chakra is an X with an O in the center. And also the symbol, the X and the O, the hugs and the kisses of sharing love, because the ultimate state is love and being at peace. And my mother's an artist, and so she had designed the O in the XO, and I really wanted to incorporate her art because she does something called mandalas. And again, there's a healing therapy there, and I have her work for sale in my space because they use the colors of the chakras, and people find that they just come in and they're completely mesmerized. And a chiropractor that I go to in Wilkesboro is wonderful. He said, I look at this and I just can't stop staring at it. And that's exactly what occurs because the body responds, and it's a frequency calibration. So it helps to just chill them out. And so I wanted to have that in the logo. So I thought, how do I incorporate an O or a circle? And XO came together, and it was one of those things that just happened one day and clicked.
Fantastic. Well, talk with us a little bit about how people should make appointments with you, how they get in touch with you.
Absolutely. You can go to the website, exowellness.com, and I have lots of information on there about my background and also some of the therapies, and I also make jewelry that works with crystals and different color therapies. Or they can call me, you know, that connects to my cell phone and available at all times, and if I'm with a client, then it just goes to voicemail. But, you know, take a look at the website and feel free to email me, and I also offer a free 15-minute consultation. I am doing some pay-it-forward days where people can come in and pay what they like. And I just want people to feel comfortable coming to share and talk and check this out because it is new to some people, and others, you know, we're in a very special place in this part of North Carolina that this is not as unknown to them. So, you know, reach out any way they can if they want to email or check out the website. It's great.
Well, It sounds like a great place to come and visit. I'm imagining that you feel very rejuvenated when you leave.
Yes, it's a very peaceful place. People walk in and they just kind of take a deep breath and sit down. Got some nice comfy couches and things to look at, and North Wilkesboro is a beautiful place.
Oh, of course.
Kind of looking right out at the brushy mountains outside my door.
What could be better? There you go. Well, thank you so much for coming in to share with us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And we will be back right after these messages with more of the Mountain Television Network.